That sounds a little harsh, doesn't it? Some might say it's just a blouse, how bad could it be? But here's the truth. The fastest way to look older than you feel isn't your wrinkles, your hair, or even your weight, it's your blouse. The wrong top can quietly add 10 years to your appearance, while the right one can take them off in an instant. Think about it. How many times have you grabbed a blouse because it was comfortable or familiar, only to look in the mirror and feel like something was off? It wasn't your body, it wasn't your smile, it was the blouse swallowing your shape and dimming your presence. The good news is, with just a few small swaps, a more flattering neckline, a fabric that drapes instead of clings, a color that brightens your skin, you can instantly look fresher, lighter, and more confident. In today's video, we're breaking down the 7 most common blouse mistakes women over 60 make, and more importantly, the chic replacements that will make you look modern, elegant, and completely yourself. These aren't trends you need to chase. They are timeless updates that highlight your best features and bring back that spark when you step into a room. And before we dive in, if you find this topic helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Healthwise for Seniors. That support is what keeps us motivated to bring you more videos that help you feel beautiful, stylish, and confident at every age. Now, let's start with the first mistake, one I know many of us have sitting in our closets right now. One of the most common mistakes women over 60 make is reaching for oversized, shapeless blouses. They feel safe, they feel forgiving, but in reality, they do the opposite of what you want. Instead of hiding, they actually swallow your frame, pull your posture down, and add years to your appearance. A boxy top that hangs too long over the hips erases your silhouette and makes you look heavier, even if you're not. Take Linda, 64, from Ohio. She used to live in oversized cotton tunics because they were comfortable. But when she saw herself in photos, she realized those tops made her look wider and shorter than she really is. After switching to a wrap-style blouse that skimmed her waist and hit right at mid-hip, her whole look changed. She looked taller, slimmer, and her friends even commented that she seemed more energetic. The fix is simple. Look for blouses with gentle tailoring, darts, seams, or a soft wrap. Try the mid-hip length, and use a quick half-tuck in front to create shape. If you like something looser, balance it with slim trousers or a pencil skirt. And never underestimate layering. A slightly relaxed blouse under a structured blazer can look modern and chic without sacrificing comfort. Backhand index pointing right with just these small adjustments, you'll keep the ease you love but step out looking fresh, elegant, and confident. Another mistake many women over 60 make is relying on loud, busy patterns. Big florals, clashing colors, or crowded prints might look fun on the hanger, but once you put them on, they compete with your natural beauty. Instead of people noticing your smile or your eyes, their attention goes straight to the blouse, and that can quietly add years to your look. Take Carol, 67, from Florida. She loved bright floral blouses with 10 different colors, but every time she wore them, friends would ask if she was tired, even when she wasn't. Why? Because those chaotic patterns drained the freshness from her skin and pulled focus away from her face. When Carol switched to a soft navy blouse with delicate white polka dots, the difference was striking. Her skin looked brighter, her eyes popped, and she still had that playful vibe without being overwhelmed by the print. The key is moderation. Choose softer, smaller prints. Think subtle florals, gentle geometrics, or classic polka dots. Stick to 2 or 3 coordinated shades instead of 10 competing ones. Pay attention to scale. Medium to smaller prints flatter most body types, while oversized patterns can overpower. And remember, placement matters. Vertical or diagonal lines can actually elongate your frame and make you look slimmer. Backhand index pointing right patterns can absolutely be chic, but they should frame you, not fight against you. Let your blouse highlight you, not hide you. The neckline of your blouse might seem like a small detail, but it can completely change how you look. A neckline that's too high, like a tight turtleneck or a blouse buttoned all the way up, can make your neck look shorter and your shoulders slope. On the other hand, a neckline that plunges too deep can feel out of place and pull attention away from your face. Both extremes quietly age you by throwing your proportions off. Take Susan, 62, from California. She loved wearing mock neck tops because they felt modest and polished. But when she looked back at photos, she realized those high necklines made her look tense and heavier around the shoulders. Once she switched to a simple V-neck blouse, something changed instantly. Her posture looked lifted, her face looked brighter, and she even felt more confident in how she carried herself. Flattering options for women over 60 include V-necks that elongate the neck, boat necks that softly widen the shoulders and highlight the collarbone, and scoop necks that open up the chest area for a fresher, lighter look. Even leaving the top button of a collared blouse undone can create a natural, flattering V shape. Backhand index pointing right the right neckline doesn't just frame your face. It highlights your best features and can make you look more open, confident, and youthful without any extra effort. Clingy fabrics are one of the fastest ways to look older and less polished. Thin polyester or cheap jersey knits tend to grab onto every curve, line, and crease. Instead of flowing gracefully, they exaggerate the midsection, bra lines, and even the way you move. No matter how stylish the blouse, if the fabric clings, it almost always looks inexpensive and unflattering. Take Mary, 66, from Texas. She bought a lightweight jersey blouse because it felt easy and comfortable. But when she wore it to a family gathering, the fabric hugged every little fold, and she felt self-conscious all evening. Later, she tried on a crepe blouse in almost the same color, and the difference was incredible. It skimmed her body instead of clinging, gave her shape without squeezing, and she looked instantly more elegant. The solution is simple. Look for fabrics that drape rather than grip. Silk blends. Crepe, cotton sateen, and linen blends move with you, catch the light softly, and create a smooth silhouette. A quick trick is the drape test. Hold the fabric in your hand and let it fall. If it collapses like plastic wrap, it will cling. If it falls in a gentle wave, it will flatter. Backhand index pointing right the right fabric doesn't just change how you look, it changes how you feel. When your blouse flows gracefully, you stand taller, move easier, and project quiet confidence at any age. Sometimes it's not the blouse itself, but the small details that quietly date your look. Shoulder pads, shiny plastic buttons, ruffles piled high, or embroidered appliques might have felt stylish years ago, but today they can instantly signal out of touch. These little cues whisper a specific decade, and instead of elegance, they suggest you're stuck in the past. Take Janet, 68, from Chicago. She had a closet full of blouses she bought in the late 90s, complete with wide cuffs and pearlized plastic buttons. They felt classic at the time, but when she wore them recently, her daughter told her they looked retro, not in a chic way. Janet made a few small edits. She removed bulky shoulder pads, swapped out the cheap buttons for sleek metal ones, and styled a ruffled blouse under a tailored blazer. Instantly, those same tops looked modern, intentional, and elegant. The fix doesn't always mean throwing everything away. A little tailoring, a button change, or even balancing an ornate blouse with streamlined bottoms can refresh the entire look. And sometimes, editing is the most powerful move. If a blouse feels too busy, too shiny, or too frilly, it's often better to let it go. Backhand index pointing right true elegance is timeless, and that usually means clean lines, subtle details, and simplicity. When your blouse looks current, you look vibrant, approachable, and confident, no matter your age. Even the most elegant blouse can look unflattering if the length and proportions are off. A blouse that's too long can swamp your frame, making your legs appear shorter and your body heavier. A blouse that's too short, on the other hand, can cut your torso at the wrong spot, leaving your figure looking boxy or unfinished. Balance is everything. Take Deborah, 63, from New York. She often wore tunic-length tops because she thought they covered more and made her feel secure. But in photos, those long blouses actually made her look shorter and heavier. Once she switched to a mid-hip length blouse and used a half tuck, her proportions instantly changed. Her legs looked longer, her waist more defined, and her overall presence more polished. The sweet spot for most women over 60 is mid-hip length, which elongates the torso without overwhelming the shape. If you love tunics, balance them with slim pants to restore proportion. If you like shorter tops, make sure they glide slightly over the waistline instead of cutting right across it. Adding a belt or layering with a blazer can also create structure and restore harmony. Backhand index pointing right when the length of your blouse works with your body instead of against it. Everything looks taller, slimmer, and more graceful. Proportion is one of those subtle details that quietly makes the biggest difference. Color is one of the most overlooked blouse mistakes, yet it has the power to make you look instantly younger or quietly older. The wrong shade can wash you out, emphasize shadows, and drain the natural glow from your skin. Pure black, bright white, or muddy tones often work against mature complexions. The right colors, on the other hand, reflect light back onto your face, brighten your eyes, and bring vibrancy without any extra effort. Take Patricia, 65, from Arizona. She loved crisp white blouses for years, but once her hair turned silver, those stark whites made her skin look dull. Then she tried a soft ivory blouse with a slight sheen. Suddenly her complexion looked warmer, her eyes sparkled, and people told her she looked rested, even though nothing else had changed. Flattering colors for women over 60 include soft neutrals like ivory, dove gray, and warm beige. Jewel tones such as emerald green, sapphire blue, and burgundy add richness and pair beautifully with silver or gray hair. Light pastels like rose pink, lavender, or sky blue can soften fine lines and lift your mood. The key is avoiding colors that blend into your skin or create heaviness. Instead, choose shades that enhance your natural tones. Backhand index pointing right the right blouse color doesn't just change how others see you. It changes how you feel in your own skin, radiant, confident, and truly ageless. Many women over 60 end up with closets full of blouses, yet still feel like they have nothing to wear. The real issue isn't quantity, it's intention. Shopping without a plan often leads to impulse buys that don't flatter, don't fit, or don't match anything else in your wardrobe. Take Barbara, 61, from North Carolina. She used to grab blouses just because they were on sale. A year later, her closet was overflowing with tops she rarely wore. Once she started shopping smart, focusing on fit, fabric, and color, she found herself wearing fewer pieces but feeling far more stylish. Smart shopping means starting with your lifestyle. Do you need polished blouses for community events, comfortable ones for travel, or versatile styles that transition from casual to slightly dressed up? Let your real life guide your choices, not just the store displays. Always prioritize fit. A $1.50 blouse that fits perfectly is more valuable than a $1.20 bargain that never leaves the hanger. Color also matters. Know which shades brighten your face and stick to them, ignoring racks of trendy tones that don't suit your complexion. And don't forget fabric natural blends like cotton, linen, silk, or crepe will drape and last longer than clingy synthetics. Finally, think cost per wear. A well-made blouse that pairs with at least 3 outfits you already own is a far smarter buy than 5 cheap tops that just take up space. Backhand index pointing right shopping smart isn't about buying more, it's about buying better. With the right strategy, every blouse in your closet will feel intentional, flattering, and confidence-boosting. And there you have it, the 7 blouse mistakes that quietly age so many women over 60, along with the simple, elegant swaps that make all the difference. Remember, it's not about chasing trends or throwing out your entire wardrobe. It's about making thoughtful choices that flatter your shape, highlight your best features, and let your confidence shine through. Fashion at this stage of life should never feel like hiding or apologizing. It should feel like freedom, the freedom to express who you are with elegance and ease. Every blouse you wear frames your face, your posture, and your presence. When you choose wisely, people don't notice the clothes first, they notice you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these blouse mistakes do you see most often in your own closet? And which tip are you excited to try first? Share your thoughts in the comments. You might inspire another woman in our community to see her wardrobe in a new light. If you found today's video helpful, please give it a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to Healthwise for seniors. That's the biggest support you can give us, and it keeps us motivated to bring you more style tips, outfit ideas, and confidence boosters every week. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Stay elegant, stay radiant, and I'll see you in the next video.